Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to take you with me behind the scenes to one of these coaching calls, some weekly calls that I did with my inner circle. And this is like two, three courses combined. Okay, this is how much of value this video is going to deliver to you. And this is a long call because I answered a bunch of questions. We started with, I walked people through a case study where an ad account was spending 9,000 rupees per day, that it went to like spending 42,000 per day, right? And we did this growth like in 7 days. So some myths that I busted, and then some really awesome questions I answered around Facebook ads, around business building, and I'm telling you, like, CPM is going high, how to battle this, and I'm always using open targeting with my scaling campaign. The cost is going high. What should I do? How to open a market, like for an unaware market type, problem aware market type. How do you battle if your performance is inconsistent, with ROAS is inconsistent? And what should you do? Advantage plus original audience, and why? Also, how to launch different things. How do you calculate target cost per result? What's the psychology behind it? And then how to target audience, broad, lookalike, or what should we do now? And then how to test different ad creatives, how to optimize the ad budgets, and should we run ads with messenger ads, etc. And why the campaign is not generating quality leads, some common challenges, right? And then one of my product is solving a human digestion problem, which might not be as scalable as a communication niche problem. So how can I make such a product scalable in the Indian market? Very good question, and I gave a very deep answer to it. How do you read the meta ads data, for example, CPM, CTR, in what order? Is there any framework to create new ads? I saw that a few ad accounts, you're spending 1,000 rupees. How do you charge clients, right? Then etc. A lot of some really, really awesome questions. And literally, I did not hold anything back when I answered these questions. So I am literally giving it all away to you. Enjoy the training. Who would want to see that? 9,000 per day to 42,000 per day in Facebook ads, one of the ad accounts that we handle, in 6 days. So on one day, it was spending 9,000, and 6 days later, it was spending 42,000. And then suddenly, the next day, we dropped it to 15K. Right? Completely unconventional approach, right? What are people going to tell you usually? People are going to tell you that, hey, you should only increase it by 10%, 20% every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So in a matter of April 22nd, 27th, so 6-7 days, we spent 1.5 lakh. This is OCMMC. Don't look at this campaign because we keep testing different things for you guys and for our clients. So just ignore that. Look at this, and I'll go inside. Only one campaign majorly. This was a test campaign, test ad set running. So again, you can ignore that, but majorly this was the master ad set running. And inside the master ad set, we had all our winners stacked up together. 10 ads were delivering at that point. And here's with full transparency. On April 22nd, 9,000 spent. April 23rd, 12,000 spent. April 24th, 15,000. And April 25th, oh, 30,000. What did I do? April 26th, 40,000. What? April 27th, 42,000. So how did we exponentially scale this? And the performance is still pretty much stable. You can see the cost per results throughout. And on 28th, here's what we did. Brought it down to 15,000. How many of you guys are like kind of shocked, like, how is this happening? Type me in the chat if you are. I'm going to take up questions, of course, but I want to start tonight's session with I want to start tonight's session with scaling psychology. Okay. Now, the problem with why people fail and they're not able to scale, common reasons. Of course, conventional wisdoms, they are following conventional processes and systems which are outdated. They don't really matter. I think people oversell that you have to only increase the budget by 10, 20%. And it kind of creates some sort of fear. How many of you feel that if you're running ads or if you've run ads before, like you get scared to increase the budget because you have been told that you can't increase it by this much? Like you get scared, right? Abhishek. Yeah, of course. Of course. So, uh, so yeah, I agree. It's very scary because we have been told like that. Oh, don't increase it by more than 20%, otherwise you're screwed. Don't do that. You're dead. And then it creates that kind of environment that we operate out of fear more than we operate out of confidence, which is what is required in business in general and running ads in general, which is confidence. If we don't have confidence, we are anyway never going to succeed in life. So how will we succeed in business? So these like psychological, these methods will kill you psychologically, like mentally also. And that's why there's no peace. So I want to make you guys understand a few common mistakes people make when they scale, okay, which is coming from scaling psychology. The first common mistake people make is that, say, for example, you are spending 2,000 rupees per day. An example, at present, you are spending 2,000 per day. Now you think that, and let's assume that end to end, your total business ROI is, say, for example, 10,000 per day. Let's assume that you are at 5x. Overall, you're doing 5x. You have some upsells, some OTOs, and etc. And you're doing 10K per day. Very good, very healthy business. And now what we want to do is that when we think about scaling in such a case, here's how we think. We think that now if I want to go from 10K per day and my goal is to hit 20K per day, we think that all that I have to do is take the budget to 4K per day. And as a result, I'll make 20K per day. And knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or subconsciously, we are planning already ahead. And we are like, now I'll have 20,000 per day. Wow, which is like at 5x. So we are subconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, we are calculating the profits like that. And basis on the profit that we are calculating or projecting, you can say, we then plan to scale our business. And suddenly what happens is, as you start to increase the budget, you realize that, oh my God, this is not what I thought it will be. I spent 4K per day, but I actually just made 16K. How many of you can relate to this? That I just made 16K instead of that. So this didn't happen. It did not take me to 20K, which it should have, but it took me to 16K. It is my request to you guys, my deep, humble request to you guys, as a well-wisher. Please, 2 channels I'm going to give you. Start listening to them. Forget everybody else. Not me, okay? Apart from me. Forget everybody else. I know you guys go on YouTube and you consume content, at least most of you. Please go to Y Combinator. That's number 1. Number 2 is start going to HIL, Harvard Innovation Lab. This is on YouTube, okay? understand the psychology of business building, right? Now, the reason why this is happening is there are two sides of this. So you can now have the same math and you can do the same math at a higher budget. Like you can have this, but it'll have the same outcome. You can probably say that you were spending 2 lakh per day, and from 2 lakh per day, you went to 4 lakh per day. But the result is pretty much the same. Like the end impact is the same, right? And then the reason why we want to think about this and why this is important is that there are two sides to this, okay? One is the things that you can control, so your controllables. And there are others, on the other side of this fence, there are uncontrollables, things that you cannot control. Now, what we do is that when we increase the budget, we hope and pray and we want to control the uncontrollables. But guess what? Uncontrollables, there are reasons why they are called as uncontrollables, because these are the things out of our control. You cannot control them. I cannot control them. Nobody can. And because we are focusing on the uncontrollables, we don't focus on the controllables instead, which is why we start to lose money. And when this happens, our heart breaks. And then what do we do? What do we do then? The very next day, we put the budget back to 2,000 per day. How many of you have done that now? Type me in the chat. Mistake. Biggest mistake. Okay. Guys, advertising and business building, trust me, is a game of mindset. It's a game of mindset. You have to believe and you have to give it time. Okay. Now I will take you back to the screen and I'll show you something. Okay. You can see that on April 24th, what happened on April 24th? Let's see, on April 23rd, we were spending 12,000. Our cost per purchase was 315 rupees. On April 24th, we spent 15,000. Our cost per purchase was 450. It's rising. It is increasing, right? And I'm still increasing the budget. And while the cost is rising, I increased it by double. On April 25th, here's what I did. I went to 30,000 instead of 15. The cost is now same. On April 26th, I increased it even more. I went to 40. It's now stable at 480. On 27th, it suddenly became better. But if I look at the average now from 22nd to 27th, it gives me 400 rupees. It gives us 400 rupees. But if I was thinking like everybody else, then I would keep changing the budgets every 24 hours the moment I see the ROAS go down. That is the reason why ROAS is a metric that will never help you build businesses, because you are too much attached to ROAS. You have to let it go. You have to give Facebook time. You have to give Meta time. Will you believe me if I tell you that on April 22nd, whatever ads we were running here, 10 winners that we had, the game, the team of soccer players, these 10 of these, will you believe me if I tell you that this is September, 12th September, we still have the same ads running? Will you believe me if I say that? Of course, now you can because you're seeing it, but if I tell this to anyone, and if you tell this to anyone just like that, would you believe it? Nobody can believe it. It's unbelievable, right? Because it is absolutely bizarre. This is unbelievable. And for people, I'll tell you that today itself, I shot a video, full detailed walkthrough to this case study, and you guys will get access to that with the OCM Mastery case study. So good news for you guys. I'm going to walk you through it, but I wanted to address this. And when I was creating this video, like a training video on this, I wanted to talk about this today. I thought, you know what, I'll just add some value for you guys and make you understand the mistakes that we make. That we focus on a lot of things that we focus on are uncontrollables, and because of which we end up distracting ourselves from the controllables, which is what becomes the problem. And here's why this was important. Anyone here who is currently running an ad account with low to medium spend, say anywhere ranging from 1,000 per day to 5,000 per day? Tell me, anyone here? Abhishek, okay. Murtaza, Mihir is at 3K, okay. Let me just take a few of you, okay. So let me just, how many of you out of those who just typed in right now, how many of you have tried to increase your budget from, say, for example, I'll ask Mihir. Mihir said 3K. He's running at 3K. So Mihir, how many times did you try to go from 3K to a higher spend? And of course, a lot of times, because everybody wants to scale. But when you wanted to go from 3K to the next figure, how much did you increase? You went from 3K to, how much did you increase the budget? 8 to 9 times. So you like, how did you do it? In one day? Or did you do it over a period of time? How much were you increasing the budget in one day? Like in today, you were spending 3,000 rupees. How much did you increase the budget from tomorrow? From 3,000? 20%? 10%. Very good. So 10-20% is average. Can everybody agree? This is what we are all told to do, asked to do. We all do the same way. I have done it. You are not the only one. I have done the same thing. So Mihir, when you were spending 3,000 per day and then you tried increasing, and of course your performance is not stable, that's why you are here. So tell me this one thing, that when you were running an ad present, as you're running 3K per day, how many ads do you have, Mihir? Total. And listen, hear this out. Okay, first tell me total ads. First tell me total ads, Mihir. Now see, Mihir did not know this. Mihir did not know this. He's taking time to reply. Otherwise, he was like very quick at replying. You see the problem. These are the things that are controllable, but we don't do it. Why? Because we are learning from YouTube, we are learning from Facebook groups, we are reading comments of people, we are just consuming content from people who are not even practitioners. And that's why it confuses the F out of us and we don't take the right decisions. So tell me, Mihir, I'm waiting. Tell me. Mihir is right on my target. I'm just kidding. Just helping you, Mihir. That's it. Tell me, how many total ads? Total ads, 90,000 ads? 2 ads. Total ads, 2. So Mihir is spending 3K per day with 2 ads. Now, just a yes or no question, Mihir, just a yes or no question. Are these 2 ads unique ads? What I mean is they are completely different concepts, or they are iteration of one same concept and you just have like a different color or a different heading or something like that. Different, unique ads. Okay, great. Write this down. At 2,000 per day, when we spend an account on 2,000 per day, we aim for 3 to 5 ads for stability, out of which 3 are unique. That's when our ad account is spending 2,000 per day, and for whatever reason, somebody is not willing to scale right now because business is not established, for example, let's say. We leave it at 2,000 per day and it stays like that for a long period of time. Why? Because number one, OCM strategy. Second, this number of ad creatives. People just don't work on the ads. If you are thinking that you can scale this account with 2 ads to spending millions and thousands for whoever is telling you that and experience stability, you will never do that. Math doesn't work. Now, how many of you understand this and now would want me to tell you why it doesn't work? Throw me in the chat and I'll tell you why it doesn't work like that. Okay, I'm glad you guys are able to relate to it. I'll tell you the reason why. Meta builds us on impressions, not reach. Reach is how many unique users are you reaching. Impressions is how many times those unique users are seeing your ads. So for example, this is Rohan. Rohan saw your ad. Yeah. Rohan saw your ad. Right? He saw it once. That's 1 impression. He saw it twice. That's 2 impressions. He saw it thrice. That's 3 impressions. Rohan, as a single individual, saw your ad 3 times. So your reach becomes 1, but your impressions become 3. Understood? Type 1 in the chat. Nothing fancy here? Very good. So, एक यूनिक इंसान को हमने ऐड दिखाई फॉर द हिंदी पीपल. एक यूनिक इंसान को हमने ऐड दिखाई. यूनिक मतलब रोहन एक इंडिविजुअल है, जैसे मेरी एक आइडेंटिटी एक इंडिविजुअल. एक इंसान ने ऐड देखी, पर उसे एक इंसान ने मेरी ऐड 3 बार देखी. तो मेटा हमें बिल करता है इंप्रेशंस पे, रीच पे नहीं करता है, इंप्रेशंस पे करता है. ठीक है? क्लियर? ऑसम. राज, यू हैड दैट. अब क्लियर है? ऑसम. ग्रेट. Superb. Now here's the magic trick, the secret button that nobody knows. It's hiding somewhere inside at the ad set level, and that button nobody can see. Only I can see. Just kidding. So here's what happens. This is Ram. Okay. Ram recently browsed on the internet something like, say, for example, a kurti. Marker is dead. Ram browsed on the internet or searched on the internet or consumed content for kurti. Okay, that's what Ram did. Okay. Here's another user. This is Sham. Okay. Now here's what Sham did. Sham browsed on the internet for, say, pre-workout. Understood? So 2 different individuals, Ram and Sham. Ram is searching for or looking for or seeing things around kurti. Sham is seeing and searching for or seeing things around pre-workout. Okay. These are their active content. Actively, they're consuming around kurti and pre-workout. Actively, at present, right? But here's what happens. Sham is currently looking for, Ram is currently also interested in stock market. Sham is also interested in stock market. But what are they actively consuming at present? Pre-workout content related to pre-workout and kurti. Ram is doing kurti and he is searching for or looking for pre-workouts. Now you come as an advertiser, okay? And what do you do suddenly? On Facebook, on Meta, What do you do suddenly? You interrupt. Meta is an interruption-based marketing platform. You interrupt somebody in whatever they're doing. Because of that, what happens is, and because it's auction-based, how many of you seen the foundation of OCM? Awesome. Because it is an auction-based platform, you must understand that it is going to consider only, it's not about how much my budget is. Of course, it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It matters. But I'm saying it's also, while it's considering budget in the auction, it's also going to consider plus also relevancy. And relevancy comes from what relevant in regards to not your just product, but what you're saying in your ads. What you say, how you say, that's the relevancy that we are talking about here. Now, while just two other people may be different, like they may be browsing, now that example was extreme, like two people are just browsing across completely different content. However, what happens is that when we run one single ad or two single ads, now you'll understand. When we run one single ad and two single ads, and we try to scale exponentially without new winners and unique ads, here's what happens. We start to, our frequency rises. Have you ever seen that? Guys, have you ever noticed it? If you have seen this metric, frequency, the frequency increases as soon as we increase the budget. Why? I'm not saying it increases by a lot, but it increases a little bit, right? But why? Why is that happening? Because our ads are not going to unique individuals. Why? Because we are limiting our reach. How are we limiting our reach? By focusing on uncontrollables. Firefighting. One day we'll increase it by 10%. Our ROI or our ROAS goes down from 2.5 to 2x, and we are like, oh my God, I'm going to lose money. Shit. And we shut it. That's number one. Not giving enough time. Number two, we only have two unique angles running at 3,000 rupees like Mihir is doing. If I was running an ad account with 3,000 per day, and if my game and my mission was to scale that ad account from, say, for example, from 3,000 per day to say 10,000 per day, I would keep testing new ads until and unless I find a minimum of 6 to 7 unique winners. And then I will also have 2-3 out of those unique winners, out of the 6-7 unique winners, 2-3 of them to have more iterations or variations of the same creatives. So I'll have a total of 10 creatives, around 7 unique out of those 10. And that's when I'm going to, like, while I'm testing new ads, how I'm going to simultaneously scale it. Why? Because you and I, we are different individuals. Ram and Shyam are different people. They understand things differently. While Ram is more inclined towards kurtis because that's his identity. Shyam is more inclined towards pre-workouts because that's his identity. He likes to explore those things and those areas. Why? Because he likes to work out. He is more into muscle cars, Punjabi songs, different personality. And you on the other side, let's assume that you are selling something that both of them require. Let's assume stock market app. But because the style of advertising is only going to attract one user or one type of user, you are going to restrict the reach. जो वैसे भी रिस्ट्रिक्ट तो होगी, लेकिन क्योंकि कम है एड्स, तो वो बिल्कुल ही रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाएगी, जिसकी वजह से आपका रोएस तो 100% गिरेगा। और चलो रोएस गिरेगा तो गिरेगा, बट स्टेबिलिटी तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं आएगी। You're never going to have stability. Why? Because you're not working on the creatives. Understood? Because you're not working on the creatives. Keep listening to me, and your mind is going to be blown, and then we'll start with the Q&A. This is the next thing I'm going to tell you is going to be mic drop. Okay. Common, there's nothing, I'm not telling you something fancy. I'm not saying anything fancy. I'll tell you, to be honest, the day I took my funnel from 0 to 1.5 CR in like 12 months, and then I lost it all. When that happened, right, that failure of mine made me take a few steps back. So when I took a few steps back, I had the opportunity to zoom out and see what went wrong. And that's when I started to realize that the reasons why there are many reasons people fail, but the reason why I think people fail in marketing advertising is because they are too much geeking on performance marketing metrics. And sorry to break your heart, I don't think that those will ever make you the best advertisers out there. I don't think so. I'll tell you what makes you win. Mihir, let's come back to open targeting. Solves a lot of things, Dhanraj, yes, but not just targeting. It has to go hand in hand. Wait for the next 2 weeks. Wait for the next 2 weeks, and your mind is going to be blown away with everything. When I share the SOPs, how you optimize, how you run, and I'll show everything to you with the case study. That's when everything will be like, will completely make sense to you, right? Right now, you guys have gone through only like till the foundation, the psychology behind it. Okay, but I'm just helping you build your foundation strong. That even if you're not a part of iExcel Academy in the future, at least you know that you'll remember Rohan forever. Like, he talked about things that will always be evergreen in advertising. So here's what I want you to understand. Let's come back to Mihir as an example. So Mihir was spending 3K per day with 2 creatives, unique creatives, but 2 creatives, right? And Mihir tried to increase the budget, as Mihir told me in the chat, that he was trying to increase the budget by 10% every 2 days, right? So we can, Mihir, we can conclude that in 1 week, your ad account went from 3,000 per day to, say, for example, 4,000 per day in 1 week. Yes or no? Very good. When Mihir did that in 1 week, marker क्यों नहीं चलते हैं? When Mihir went from 3K per day to 4K per day in 7 days, he still has 2 ads. Now his performance is fluctuating, and of course, he's not seeing the consistency in performance. What could be another way for me to spend the same amount of money, 4,000 per day, but in a better way? Because see what happened after 7 days, me realized, God, I'm increasing my budget by 10% every second day. So overall, I spent how much? Overall, I probably increased it like in a week's time. How much did you spend? Because you were spending 3,000 per day, but it's not that you are spending 4,000 per day for 7 days. You were spending on day 1, you were spending 3K. On day 3, you went to 3.5K. On day 6, you went to 4K. Probably that's how you increased, right? Something like that. And when you're doing this, how much did you spend? Like, you spent 1,000 rupees extra for 2 days, and then you spent 2,000 extra. So you spent about 4,000 extra in the matter of 7 days. Are you guys following through? He did not spend 7,000 extra. He spent 4,000 extra because he's increasing the budget 10% every second or third day. Yes? One in the chat. Great. Awesome. So if you divide 4,000 rupees, which he increased the budget by 4,000 in 7 days, total in 7 days. That's how much he increased the budget. In 7 days, if you divide that by 7, how much is the daily average, guys? Who's going to do the math? 600, we can say, or 500? 500, okay, 600. 600. 571, yeah, 600. So technically, the average by the end of 7 days comes out to be 500, 600 bucks per day extra, right? Here's what you should have done, Mihir. Not this, not this. You should have launched a 1, 1, 3, which is a creative testing. 1 campaign, 1 ad set, and 3 variations of 1 unique creative. Testing a new ad creative, a unique concept. And you can do it with 500 per day. Because overall in 7 days, that's how much you are spending more. So you'll spend 3,500 extra. But guess what happens as a result of doing this? You now end up, chances are, you end up finding a new winner. Now, so you have spent the same amount of money. So from the ad account's perspective, you have increased the budget. And let's say if you are able to find a unique winning ad creative, now what do? You take the one combination that you won, and assuming if you're doing OCM, and you put it in the master ad set. And now what do? You take the budget off, say, for example, 500 per day. You remove that 500 because you have shut off the 113, and you take that 500 rupees. You increase this budget to now 3,500 per day with 1 new ad creative. And suddenly, how much are you spending now? Here, 3,500 per day. If you were doing this at 1,000 per day, the test at 1,000 per day, that's fine. You can increase this to 4K per day. But now you have 1 more ad over here. And suddenly, you will realize that you now have more marketing angles that are tested, and your OCM is only getting fed in by all the proven winners, the A players. That's how you do this. That's how you do this. If your mind is blown by understanding that I never thought about it like this, then type MB in the chat. Give me MB in the chat. This is the problem. You see, this is why stability doesn't happen, because people don't see, and it's okay. Like, I'm not trying to pull you guys down or anything. Okay, that's not what my intention is, and I'm sorry if that's how I'm coming across. But my intention is just to help you. My intention is to not make you make those mistakes that I made, right? Not make those same mistakes, because advertising is science, and if you understand that science, then it's simply cause and effect, because whatever we like, it's the effect of whatever we do. That's what advertising is. If we are only going to increase the budget, if that's the cause, that's what we are doing, then the effect is going to be like that. But if we increase it together while we are increasing the budget, so overall the ad account budget increased. So if Mir would have told me that take my budget from 3K per day to 4K per day, this is how I would have done it. I would have not increased the budget of the main OCM, say, for example, to 4K per day. I would have launched another 113 with 1K per day. If I would have gotten a winner, then only I would have thrown that inside the main master campaign, which is the OCM in this example. Otherwise, in case I would have lost, then what? Nothing. I'll shut that 113. I'll go back to another test. The next week, I will launch one more test. I will not touch this till the time I have my qualifiers met. That makes me scale ready. And the reason why is because when you scale, your impressions are going to be more, which means that your unique users reach is going to start to become limited. Why? Because you have limited ad creatives. And Meta uses what? AI image recognition model. The targeting happens at not the ad set level, but the ad level. So when you have limited ad creatives, it's only talking to a specific group of audience. and it does not believe that anybody else apart from this audience is going to get attracted towards this creative. So it's not going to serve your ads to newer people. So your frequency will now be even more higher than anyone else because of this reason. And everything breaks. So creatives need to grow together. That's how you have to plan your scale. Okay. So Hemant is asking, can we say if we start seeing reach to increase, it's time to add more unique ads? Yeah. I mean, make it a habit now that you have to sit and wait. Not that you have to sit and wait. You have to be like, you always want to scale, right? And it's like if my mission is to, and I always say this, and in one of the videos lesson I was recording today, and in that lesson I mentioned this, that I always say this, that don't look at daily budget when you look at scaling, look at monthly budget. It makes your life very, very easy. Okay. So for example, right now Mir is spending 3,000 rupees per day. So we can round it off to say, for example, he's spending 1 lakh per month. Okay. And if Mir comes to me, just an example, if Mir comes to me and says, Rohan, hey, increase my budget, then, and I'll be like, okay, how much do you want to increase? He'll be like, say, for example, he says, take it to 4,000 per day. So I will tell Mir, no, that's not how the math works. Tell me monthly. Mihir will tell me, okay, it is currently 1 lakh per month. I want to take it to 1.5 lakh per month. Okay, so this is the monthly calculation. I'm going to be like, okay, now you will start spending 1.5 lakh per month consistently from after 30 days. Why? Because in the next 30 days, I'm going to test a few bunch of things here and there. I'm going to increase the OCM's budget. So you'll probably spend, say, 1.2 lakh, 1.3 lakh. And then once we have those tests done and everything dialed in, your master campaign reaches to 1.5 average, for example. And now I'll come back to you and I'll be like, okay, now we have this dialed in. How much do you want to increase more? And you're like, this much. Okay, let's go. Because ultimately, you are anyway never able to scale without this, because you'll increase the budget for like 2 days, 3 days. Then you'll suddenly experience a fluctuation in 24 hours for 48 hours. Then you suddenly decrease the budget and then you'll not let it run. And it doesn't make you grow. Offense is the best defense. In advertising and business building, you don't want to step back. You want to push forward. You want to go aggressive, like the way I did. When we had this goal established for the business that in this 1 week, we want 350 sales. That was our goal, because our monthly goal was 1,400 to 1,500 sales. So we divided that and we broke it internally within our team to 350 sales in a week. When we did that, we had to do whatever it takes to hit that mark. So even when our cost to acquire a customer rose from 350 to 450, I did not care, because anyway, it was within our target CPR. That's number one. But second, I still increased the budget and I doubled it. The reason is because I was looking at my total results. I was like, no, I don't care. I don't care. Profitability is going down. I don't care. Increase the budget because we have a goal to meet. Simple. And because now the business model is also dialed in, so every customer is worth more to the client. Client is able to make more money. As a result, everybody wins. Performance becomes more stable. Business wins at the end of the day. It's not just about my hook rate is better. It's about business is winning, which is what matters. All right. Should I drop the mic? All right. Awesome. Okay. No, not A/B testing. No, Raj. We don't do A/B testing. Standard, simple 3 ads. When you go through the week 2, week 3 implementation, very simple. You'll learn that. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the Google form now, and I'm going to start with a quick round of Q&A. Okay. All right. So we have the first question from Okay. We have the first question from Mihir. Question is this. Raj, please throw, I will appreciate if you follow the instructions and guidelines. So any question you guys want to ask me, you have to throw it in this. You have to throw it here, okay, in the Google form. Otherwise, it becomes a mess. So Mihir is asking, CPM high on video, static, and catalog. Okay. Okay. Let's see, he has put in a few things. So Mihir, first thing I want you to understand is clearly, okay, that how do you define CPM high? And how do you even know, how do you reach to this conclusion that CPM is high? How do you reach to this conclusion? How do you know it's high? Tell me what's low. Tell me what's low. How much is your CPM, by the way, Mihir? Tell me your CPM. Other advertiser, same product, CPM 200. Very good. What works for someone may not work for you. Create your own path. That's why I told you the biggest thing, the worst thing you will do to your business, the worst. Trust me, I have nothing to gain from this answer. Everything is for your benefit. The worst you will do is when you learn from other Facebook groups or you learn from other free YouTube videos. I'm telling you that. I promise you. I have been there. I have been there wherever you are right now. I've been all over the place. Okay. Because it just creates confusion. Now, having said that, let's understand, but I'm not saying that your CPM cannot go down. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that this creates a race. Now you're trying to fight CPMs and you're not understanding how to fix the performance because you are not focusing on business building. You're focusing on comparison. If somebody is getting a 200, I want 200 too. So I want to ask you this. You're running video ads or you're running image static? What are you running? Okay, so high CPMs are only because your ad quality is not good. Okay, I'm saying only. I'm not telling you maybe. I'm saying only 100%. Okay. There is a recent ad account we took over, a client we onboarded some time back. That client's Supratim, how much was his CPM? If you can type in the chat, I forgot. His CPM was 900, and how much is the CPM right now? I did not check it. And all that we did was we did better ads. That's it. And so far, we have not even done like our 10%. Like what I'm saying is, we have not written a new video script. We have not ideated a new concept for ads. We have not done anything. We just used what they already had and we presented it in a different manner. We launched carousel ad basically, and this is what happened, right? CPM came down. So CPMs, there are two things for you to consider when CPM goes high, okay? Thing number one for you to consider is this. I have 50 markers here, okay. So one thing is, I want you to remember is inventory. That's the first thing. I'll tell you in a second what this means. Second thing you need to understand apart from inventory is your budget. And I'm saying budget. I'm not saying bid. So don't even fall for the trap of manual bidding. It's not going to take you anywhere. Budget. Okay. Third thing is your quality. Okay. These are the three things that you need to understand to fight the game of CPMs. Okay. Inventory means that because Meta is an auction-based platform, every creative type has an inventory. Okay. So if you are not utilizing carousels, for example, just an example, then you should, because it has its own inventory. Similarly, if you're not utilizing static, you should. Similarly, if you're not utilizing videos, you should. So inventory is one thing. Okay. Second thing is the budget. Why budget? Because the reality is, the higher the budget, the more it is going to recommend, it's going to prefer to make that business win in the auction. Because higher budget, and 99.99% of the times businesses are running auto bids, which is what it should be, and that's what they are doing. And 99% of the times they are doing it because they don't even know it. So they're doing auto bids, and because of auto bidding, what's happening is they have a high budget. So let's say, for example, you are running at 3,000 per day. Okay. Let's say you're doing at 3,000 per day, and there's somebody else in the same niche running at 10,000 per day. Right? You both are doing auto bids, which is what it should be. So very good. But this person is going to be preferred most likely. This person is going to win the auctions more because it's on auto bids. Because it's on auto bids. Okay. That's why. So it's going to just drive highest volume or value. And because this person is giving more budget, this person is going to continue to win. And listen to me. Mihir, acknowledge this, because I don't want you to make a blunder. I am not saying any one of these. I am saying all of these combined. Do you agree? I mean, do you understand? Type 1 in the chat if you do. Okay. Yes. Awesome. So it's all of these combined, huh? Not just one thing. So don't end up taking a decision. Oh, I want to just increase the budget to 10,000. You have to follow the strategy I told you. Otherwise, it's a problem. So that's, and there are actually four things. Your campaign strategy. This is the fourth thing. So with OCM, basically what you learn with OCM basically is you learn this, understanding the psychology of this, and even this. But the quality is more about ads. Okay. And why do I say campaign strategy? And this is pretty much, I think, after the campaign strategy is sorted, this is the next important thing. And the campaign strategy, why do I say it is important in CPM, high CPM, is because, for example, are you using interest-based targeting, Mir? Open. Okay, great. Anything you have, is it 18 plus? Both genders? Male, female? Okay, great. So fantastic. So that's out of the equation. So the only thing that is left for you to dial in, how many axes do you have, by the way, inside that? 2 axes. Okay. Why do you have 2 axes? Okay. So start following the OCM when you go through the week 2, week 3, start implementing it step by step, and just completely watch it first, then start implementing it. Otherwise, you will get stuck in between. Okay. So, and now come to the quality, which is the biggest driving factor in high CPM, okay, or low CPM. The quality of ad creatives. Do you have your, let me review your ad if you don't mind. I can review your ad right now. I usually don't review ads like that, but I'll just take, because we have been talking about you coincidentally today. If you can share your ad, either your ad library link, maybe, or you can share a Google Drive, whatever, right now. So I'll play the ad and I'll tell you why there's a problem. Like I can tell you exactly why in your ad, because I have, like, ads is my biggest strength. Some of you guys know it who know me from before. Like, that's my core strength area. Campaign structures I had to solve because everybody was facing that problem. So I did it. And he has a question. I have 30 plus products. Which product to promote, all or one? It's completely your choice, man. Like, if you want to promote all, why not? But one step at a time, right? Test one, then take it forward. I'm using always open targeting when scaling campaign, after cost per result high, orders volume is down because of not managing it properly. I'm stuck on 7 to 8 orders per day. Answered. With creative and budget scaling together, hand in hand. How to calculate target price on Facebook ads, including COGS, courier charges, RTO charges. See, the way I look at it is, we look at it as an average, okay, like average. So how to calculate this is, how to access, just share it in the Google form, the link, or you can share the link here with me. Share the link here. I'll open it on Google. Yeah, okay. Not ads manager link. I'm saying the ad library. Tell me the ad, give me the ads library link, not the ads manager. Okay. So, yeah, so I was saying that, how to calculate target price on Facebook ads profitably, including all costs like COGS, courier charges, and RTO charges. See, the way to do that is to, this is a very good question. I'll tell you the way to do that. The way to do that is to come up with your average cost of goods sold, like average, which includes your all of these things basically, right? So you can include the courier charges, you can have separate if you want to. Usually people keep it separate, but whatever. So you can come up with the average of it and then have your average order value. And how do you calculate that? Is by like this. So say, for example, you have 3 products. 1, 2, 3. Okay. These are 3 products here. And this is a long-term thinking. This is how businesses should actually think. So your product 1, in 1 month, for example, 1 month, it sells 3 units in 1 month. Your product number 2 sells 5 units. And your product number 3 sells 2 units, right? Now what you do is you take out the average cost of all of these, average of these. COGS, RTO, your shipping, vagara, courier charges, etc., everything. Average. If you have 3 products like this, and depending on how many products are moving in a month, and you set an average, so you'll get an average number. Say, for example, you get an average number of 100 rupees. Okay. Now, some products will have less than 100 rupees. Some products will have more than 100 rupees, but your average is 100, right? So you have this average idea. Now what you do is you work on your average order value. Now you look at, okay, if I'm selling these products, say, for example, this average order value comes out to be 1,000 rupees. This was selling at, an example, it is not going to make sense, but you will get the understanding. Say these 2 products were selling at 2,000 rupees. This was selling at 500 rupees. This was selling at 1,000 rupees. So my average came out to be, say, 1,000 rupees. So now I know that my AOV, my average order value throughout the month, is 1,000 rupees because I have multiple line of products I'm selling. So I have 1,000 rupees AOV, average order value. And my average COGS and everything together is 100 rupees. So now I am building my business and my math on the entire end-to-end average, not 1 product or 2 products. Is that clear? And if it also blew your mind away, then you can type MB for me in the chat, that you never thought that the calculation should be done like this. Okay. That's how the calculation is done. And this is more for e-commerce, like for digital products, it's the psychology is the same, but probably there are less things to look at, because in digital products, you have more like one-time costs, and then there are some tool recurring costs, and that's it, right? So, yeah. Awesome. So that's how it's done. Now, let's review this ad quickly and then move to the next questions. Good old days, reviewing ads. I like that. Yes, sure, Rahul. Not right now. Maybe let's do a session on it. It's a good topic. It's a good topic, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Actually, there's not much, honestly. Like you can just you. I'll tell you, majority of things when Rahul, when you look at things like when you are applying CRO and you're using MS Clarity, majority of the needle, like it comes from your hero section. So majorly it's like that, and I'm always focused on how much can I improve the hero section more. But it comes to a point of when your offer is good, your product has demand, and you're solving a burning problem, it just sells. It just sells. I think these are complicated things to complicate the world. But yes, it's a good topic. I am very much, I enjoy CROs. So yeah. All right. So that's that. We're going to review the ad. Mihir, you're okay, right? Of course, Siddharth. Yes, sure. You're okay, right? If I play this in front of everybody, just want to ask you. You can say no, but say something. uh, I don't know. Okay, fine. Okay, let's check it out. I'm just gonna review the video ad. Okay, nothing else.
This is our airy linen short kurta. It is lightweight tunic crafted from breathable linen. It offers effortless comfort and gives the best looking chic summer vibes. It has the details of mandarin collar with regular fit and perfect 3/4 sleeve for this summer. It can be worn solo or layered. It pairs perfectly with jeans, leggings, and palazzo pants. It's good as casual, formal, ethnic, or also you can just wear it to your work or college.
Okay, so by looking at the ad, I can tell you the problem. Here's the problem. This is the reason why I'm building IXL Academy. This is the reason. Money, I know, is a reason, of course, but I'm telling you something else drives me more. Here's the problem. Who knows what this means? This is ideal customer profile. Okay. Now you want to understand that ICP is not just done for a brand. ICP is not just done for digital products. ICP is not just done for service businesses. ICP is for every product of every brand, which means that if you have, say, for example, in this case, one kurti, yeah, marketers have stopped working on it. Okay, yeah, good. So if you have ICP and say, for example, you have a product called kurti, right? This is a product that you're selling. You want to create ICP, which is your ideal customer profile for kurti, for all the ideal customer profiles. You can have multiple ICPs. Nobody is saying you can have one. Your one can be the top priority ICP, but you can have multiple ICPs. Why not? Right? So, for example, in your case, Mihir, you get multiple ICPs. One is college girls. One is girls in mid 30s. One is ladies in mid-40s. One is sisters. One is girlfriend. You see what I'm talking about? You got the idea? Yeah, I mean, I can keep going on and on and on, but you got the idea. The reason why you want to have, so, okay, so ICP is created before you even launch a product. You don't create your ICP after the product. ICP is done before the product. This is the first step we take when we onboard a client. So the first task our clients they need to do is to create an ICP. I mean, they don't know how to create one, but we ask them a series of questions so that we get an idea of how much they know their ICP, and then we can see how much can we increase the market. And the reason why is, tell me this thing. Mihir and everybody else, I want to ask you, do you guys think that this ad will attract a person who is like a sister, a brother buying for his sister? Do you think this ad will attract that person? Do you think that this ad will have a chance to attract a woman in mid-40s? These are just random things I've written here. Like, you can have probably 50 of these ideal customer profiles, target avatars, probably 50 of these, because this is like kurti like anybody can wear, right? So the problem is that when you have your ad only speaking to one avatar, which you have, college-going girls, you are limiting your potential to sell because you're leaving these people behind. That's why you need new ad and new ad concepts, right? So that's one. Second, now hear this one out. The moment you have, say for example, you are going after one ICP, which is college-going girls. So if you're going after college-going girls, for example, now even inside this category of avatar, you have subcategories. One could be people who, what color they like. One could be people who, what kind of, affinities. So what kind of, what style of videos they like. What style of clothing they like the style. Which means what I'm saying is right now, this lady out here in the ad, the model is showing an ad with wearing, say, a specific style of clothing. But maybe you are only attracting to one set of user who only likes that kind of clothing. But what if there is somebody else who probably want to see your kurti and on a, maybe the person is big in size. Then so you want to show that. Maybe you want to style it differently. You want to show it in different styles, wedding, parties, corporate setup. So it's a different approach to attract the same avatar, which is what increases your, write this word for me in the chat. It increases your TAM. Okay. Write that in the chat, guys. I don't want you guys to forget this ever. That's why I'm making you like write it so that you'll never forget it. Write it. Use that muscle memory. Write it. TAM. Yes, increase your TAM. That's when your performance will start to stabilize at scale. When you are hitting the market from different angles for different people, the same product, but for different people. You get what I'm saying? This is how we are able to do what we are able to do with OCM. Campaign structures are minimalistic, so we don't have to use our brain too much because it's so simple. We set monthly goals, so we are not increasing, decreasing every day. That was just one case study that I did, but usually we don't do that. We know, okay, what's the monthly goal? Like in this month, I want to spend 6 lakhs on ads. Okay, 20,000 per day. Yes. We do 20,000 per day and we leave it. We leave it. We don't touch the budget at all. Because there are good days, some days are bad, some days are very good, but average comes out to be the same by the end of the month, and we meet our goals. How come? Because we have 10 winners who are attracting a big TAM here, like big portion of our total addressable or available market size, total available market. As a result, our performance is very stable. This is how you win the game of advertising and also business building. How much will you pay for such kind of a knowledge? Whatever comes to your mind. I'm glad, Mir. What is that one figure that comes to your mind? For such kind of a knowledge, how much are you guys willing to pay? Murtada gives me the best answer, priceless. Siddharth says 15,000. Okay, great. Infinite, Raghav says. Okay, awesome. Rest of you guys, you're not going to pay anything? Okay. Yeah, Prashant, I will. Just throw the question in the Google form. Okay, so, all right, let's go back to the Google form. Okay, so that's me here for you. Dhanraj says, I got a coaching client spirituality. A workshop link is this. I was getting 7 sales per day till last Friday, but sales suddenly dropped. I learned that to find problem, go from back to front. I was thinking, is there any problem in landing page? Last time you gave me solution to client acquisition, either go for one lead magnet or to work for less pay. Okay. How to find burning problem that beginner coaches face? How to fetch data from Facebook. Okay, let's start with the first. I got coaching client spirituality workshop link is this. I was getting 7 sales. Okay. So I want you to please understand this. And I happen to luckily work in the spirituality space kind of, Dhanraj. And it was not so great experience. It's one of those rare experiences where we had to say our client bye-bye, like we can't work with you. Like we had to literally fire the client. Spirituality space, when we look at, right, it's a very complicated space because it's very crowded. So it's very high on market sophistication. So you want to understand the sophistication levels. And when you are saying in your landing page that conquer health, money, and relationship challenges now, what happens is that because spirituality is a very, very highly sophisticated market, you must understand that what is going to work in this kind of a market is much more something like which creates some sort of a new mechanism. That's number one, new mechanism. Number two is specificity. Specificity. So, for example, how much? So you are saying health, money, and relationship, right? Instead of that, if you turn your focus and focus only on money, the cost may be higher, not as low or as you want it to, but it will still be better. Performance will be better because this is a very competitive market. So you go with money, for example, or health, for example, just one main thing. Don't look at anybody else, okay? People don't understand market sophistication, so I'm just telling you that. So you look at one thing, so say money, and then you create a unique mechanism. That how is this different? And then you have to use the power of naming. You have to name it correctly. How many of you like the word peaceful profits? Peaceful profits workshop. You have no idea what the importance of naming is. Here you go, Prashant. This is for you. You have no idea how important naming means. It's very, very important. Very important, like more than you can ever imagine. There was one client, we are working together. She just kind of launched and we are trying to help her build her business. We don't take launch clients anymore, at least. But we named her product as Confident Conversations. How many of you like that? Confident Conversations. Like it? So it was a name that I came up with, an idea, of course. And Confident Conversation is doing really well. So it presents your product in a way that is something new. And when you are in a very highly sophisticated market, you have to present it like it's new, not by saying that you will get 50 things, not by saying that you will get 50 things, but by saying something which actually is perceived to be new and different. right? Like for example, you'll see in my workshop, I'll give you, because we are talking about workshop funnel. So in the workshop, you'll see that in my workshop, am I giving any bonus in my workshop? Any bonus? There is no bonus in my workshop. What will people tell you? People will tell you to give bonuses, stack the offer value, but I'm not doing it. Why? Because I understand my market so well. Because I know the market sophistication level, the awareness level, I understand that beautifully. And because I've practiced this skill like a madman for like 2 years when I was not promoting anything out, like through ads. This is the benefit of when you work in silence, right? Like when you shut everything up and you just work and work and work and work and work, and that's what happens. So I generated a lot of case studies and results for people. And when that happened, I started to learn, okay, what's working, why it works. And then I started to document, create SOPs and learning processes. So that's why. So this is what I can say, that harness the ancient power of Akashic records to shatter karmic chains. Okay. Now, first thing, you want to understand the awareness level. Now, this brings me to the next important part, awareness level. When you're saying Akashic records, you may not be able to make somebody feel understood. What do you mean by Akashic records? What do you mean by that? The client wants everyone to come. That's everyone to come. That's why we wrote like, no, that's fine. You mean health, money, and relationship, right? That is fine. Okay, let's keep health, money, and relationship aside for once. But tell me about Akashic records. See, clients, the problem with clients is that the clients don't understand, right? So as an agency owner, you need to have a skill to explain things to your clients. This is a skill you need to practice, because if you will not be able to explain things to your clients will never do things you are asking them to do. This is reality check. This is a leadership skill, right? This is required. Okay, who wants me to over deliver again? Let me show you how I can simplify this. Okay, my secret weapon. Here's what I do. I use Claude.ai and I use the paid version. Okay, this is what I love. So I will tell Claude that I have a headline for you. You are an expert copywriter in direct response. Decode the market. No, not decode. Simplify the below headline. Keep it in simple English. Very important. Third grade. So the original headline reads something like this: harness the ancient power of Akashic records to shatter karmic chains, heal deep wounds, and manifest your dream life. Now check this out. Okay, I'll say, give me 10 versions. Okay, so next thing I'll do, I'll just copy this. One second. I think there's too much of content here. It's not required. What's the average CAC right now for this 99 workshop, Dhanraj? Yeah. So let me tell you, it will be around 400. Yeah, you can do it better and then probably bring it to around 350 maybe, but at scale it is going to rise. So don't have unrealistic expectations also, but do what I'm doing and you can probably see an improvement. So I'll say list down. Okay, let's try it this way. I will share with you a landing page. You need to list down the product, the features of the product, the benefits of the feature, right? I'll share this much. I'll be like, here's a landing page, okay? The product 2-day workshop on Akashic Records, features of the product, 2-day online workshop, dates, etc., 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 guided by energy coach Sweetie Merchant, benefits of the features, 2-day online workshop, convenient access from anywhere, focused learning over 2 sessions. So it's every feature has benefit, right? So it's telling you the benefit of every feature, specific dates and times, guided energy coach, okay? So whatever. Now what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll say, please share a list of problems. This list of problems or pain points this product can potentially solve. Right? 25 problems. Now, by the way, you have 25 ad ideas here, okay? Thank me later on this. But here's what I'll do. I'll pick this one up. I'll be like, here you go. Share which ones are the most common. Share the most common one out of all. You see what's going on? So even in your ad, your entire landing page copy, even though you are saying everything at the top, but overall it is very much evident that mostly it is focused around money as the main problem. It's something to do with financial struggles, and the review is done in front of you, right? Now, there are more series of prompts that I have that I follow when I do this, but and you can't be blindly like can't take whatever the AI tells you blindly, but I know that I do this a lot. So persistent financial struggles, the issue stands out as the most common for several reasons. It's mentioned multiple times throughout the landing page. This is what it's saying. The second day of the workshop is entirely dedicated to money, karma, healing, and abundance manifestation. See, several of the listed thoughts keep you up at night, relate to money problems. No matter how hard I work, money just slips away. Why can't I break free from money troubles? I've tried so hard, achieved. So it's saying that commonly it's listed like 6 things, and then it has listed like these things, but it's all talking about money majorly. Several of the listed thoughts that keep you up at night relate to money problems. No matter how hard I work, money just slips away. Why can't I break free from money troubles? I've tried so hard to achieve my financial goals, but nothing works out for me. I feel like I'm cursed with poor financial situations. Then it says that fourth point is financial issues often intersect with or exacerbate, how do you pronounce that? Other life problems, making them a central concern for many people. The promise of no more money. Okay. So I will say, you know what? what I am feeling here is one thing I can tell you that you must simplify this landing page, okay? Because you are not talking to the masses. You want to understand that. You have to, when the cost rises, the only way to bring the cost down is by increasing your reach, okay? That's the only way you can do that. And the way to increase your reach is to address have your from landing pages perspective is by addressing more, making it more easy to understand for majority of people. That's the only way you can make it convert better. Okay, like for example, in one of our clients that we have that in the communication niche. So typically in communication, anybody here who's handling communication niche or who has handled a communication niche funnel? Anyone? No? Okay. No problem. Anybody who never did? Okay, that's fine. So, typically a communication niches Prashant has handled. So, Prashant, what was was it a paid workshop? Free, okay. So anyway, so free is not a paid workshop. Usually communication niche will give you anywhere around 500, 600 on an average, maybe more also. Communication, public speaking, etc. It could be even higher for our 99 rupee workshop. That's what your cost is going to be. But the client that we handle currently, we are getting her an average of 300 less. We have had 200 days, 250, 200, 150. And this only happens because I understand the psychological principle very, very well, which is about market awareness and sophistication. And I don't just understand this, I know how to use it. Okay, so I know how to use it. Understanding is one thing, using it is another thing. So that's what I'll tell you. Simplify this landing page is all that I can tell you. That's the biggest tip I can give you. Simplify it. You simplify the landing page and you will see. So if Rahul, you've handled, if it's a paid workshop, you know the average CAC in the communication, right? So yeah, so our client gets like under 300. So, and we are just still waiting to increase, but you know how these funnels are, they need to dial in their upsell. So we are waiting. But I'm just saying that it's all a combination of minimalistic campaign structures and then all of this psychological stuff. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Last time you gave me a solution to client acquisition, either go level of lead magnet or work for less pay. Okay. Yeah. How to find burning problem that beginner coaches face. Like lead magnet on webinar framework is only going to solve part of the problem. So you want to understand that who is going to be, don't think about a burning problem, Dhanraj, that coaches face. Think about the burning problem your ideal prospect is going to face. Because you are intending to sell a done for you service later on. So you want to think like that. So even if your cost is high to acquire a lead, it's completely okay. Understood? Because your mission is something else. That's why I always say, don't compare your results with anyone else. Don't compare your results to anyone else. No, never do that. Just walk on your own path. Okay, learn from everybody, but your numbers could be different for you, right? Because of your own goals and mission and objective you have. So I will recommend you to think about, say, for example, for a done for you service, you would want to get a customer who is running ads or is interested to run ads or run funnels, basically. So you can create it on a webinar funnel. So your target, your total size is going to be smaller. Why? Because now there are so many people who are not able to launch also. So you will push them out. Why? Because they probably have not even launched. But as a result of doing this, you will get potential customers. So maybe webinar show up rates, webinar conversion rates. These are your lead magnets. Show up rates, conversion rates, most burning problems, right? And yeah, I mean, just do that. Great. Now, when you're getting the ideas, I want you guys to execute it also. Okay. How to fetch or pull data from Facebook using coding. I know the no code way. Is there any guide I can go? No. I don't know, and I don't fall for any of this anymore. I am out of these things. Okay, so Murtada says 8th September, 12th September, one campaign, one ad set, broad, 2 winner creatives. Until here, all is good. Okay, but the sales have been quite inconsistent for my US drop shipping store. Some days break even, some days ROAS is 2.5. Okay. Okay. See, there could be many reasons, guys. So when anybody out here, this is also for, I have already answered it. Okay, but I want to give one answer because I have an idea, Murtaza, so I'll just say it. And this is for everybody else. Yeah, you guys, whenever you're asking me some specific questions about a funnel or a business you're running or ads you're running, then it's better that you share the links with me because there could be multiple reasons, right? I really don't know. So I'll see and then I'll tell you exactly what could be broken for you. So what I can tell you here, Murtaza, for in this case is work on your products. The reason why dropshipping stores are very inconsistent is because number one, of course, one product and then they don't have enough ads. That's one reason. Number two is they only have limited products, not a lot of products. So they're leaving the market out aside. Like they're leaving a lot of the big chunk of target market out. That could be a reason why your performance is inconsistent. It is ad creative. Yeah. So ad creative solves, like I told in one of the videos I shared, I think recently on YouTube, where I mentioned like 8 out of 10 times, a lot of problem is solved with ad creatives itself. Like when people struggle, a minimalistic. So once we put a minimalistic campaign structures, then the next thing we do is like we do ad creatives and then it's solved. Like performance is like becomes super better. Awesome. All right, Siddharth is asking, I have seen your OCM ad on Instagram. When I clicked it, it is opening in default browser. Generally, it is open on an app. How did you achieve it? Okay, I don't know. The normal setup I did, I have no idea, Siddharth. In my experience, there are two types of e-commerce brands. The first is creative heavy. Yeah. Yeah. So I answered this on email, I think. So I'll just skip this, just refer to the email. If we got another winner and have deployed that to OCM and to kill, okay, I need to review it. Why? Well, because probably my target audience, right? So my target audience is more serious. Like we are targeting marketeers, right? So marketeers has a more high intent. So when you're talking to a high intent audience because you're speaking with a high intent market, then usually these metrics are better, like anybody else. So that's one. Second is my load up time is super high, like it's super fast. You'll see it probably 1-2 seconds, and because we get it optimized properly. As third-party data is diminishing, so we can say Google Ads audience will not be supporting Meta ads for conversion, vice versa. It's going to change. It's going to be more like everybody's working together because ultimately everybody is feeding their own AI. And there's like one main master computer, which is feeding the small computers. So that's how it is going to be. If we achieve OCM level, do we need to run another campaigns like cost cap or advantage plan? I am not a fan of cost caps or bid caps. I've done it. It's just bogus. It just takes away your piece. Advantage Plus, we are now only doing Advantage Plus. We have stopped original. We have switched to audience Advantage Plus, every account, okay, and it works well. So Advantage Plus, even if it's broad, Advantage Plus. Even if it's single creative when we're testing with 5 ad sets, single interest, still Advantage Plus. Yes. So earlier, this is a good question. So earlier, what I was doing was I was refraining from stacking all the different types of ad creatives in one ad set, and we were having one ad set inside OCM per like broad ad set per creative type, like one carousel and one image and then one video and like that. It worked well, but then not that well. So then we tested if we can just do this, and we tested it recently, I think a few weeks back, and it works very well. So my suggestion is definitely go for it. If you have winning creatives for the same product, put them all in one ad set. Okay, use the same post ID. It will balance your performance, and then don't look at creative wise performance. Wait for week 2, week 3, which will be you will get that access in like 2 days maybe, and everything will make sense to you. Only look at the average. Don't look at creative-wise performance. Look at the average, the ad set or campaign average. What's the cost per result average? What's my ad set cost per result average? Campaign cost per result average, and take your decisions from there. Okay, that's why I need to start doing this. Sure, Sagar. Yes. Raj is saying, good evening. I'm launching campaign in fresh ad account. Okay. So I'm trying to implement OCM side by side my course. So as of now, I started with 113. Okay. So when you're launching, you start with 153, not 113. Okay. How should I proceed? If you've not launched it, don't no nothing. Just अच्छा राज हिंदी बोला है उसने. राज वेट करना है. ठीक है. आपको मैं इम्प्लीमेंटेशन वाला जो एक्सेस है ना वो शायद आप 2 दिन में ही मैक्सिमम मिल जाएगा आपको. तो आप वेट करो. बिकॉज ऐसे नहीं लॉन्च करना है. अगर लॉन्च नहीं किया तो वेट कर लो. बेटर होगा आपके लिए. ठीक है. Type OK if you understood that. Great. Thank you. Abhishek, how do you calculate target CPR? Should I tell you the answer that you want to hear? Or should I tell you the answer that you should hear? Should. Both. Okay. Want to just go to this calculator, use this calculator, go that, and just look at your competition. Here's the reality. The reality is question number 1 that you want to answer. Question number 1 that you want to answer. What is my break even? Okay. Say for example, and how do you know your break even point? By knowing the margins really well, right? For a digital product, it's pretty simple. For a e-commerce, not that complicated, but a little more complicated. Say for example, instance that everybody will understand. If my product cost, if my product is say for example 1,000 rupees, right? And my margin is like what my margin, like then I know that I can sell it at 1,000 rupees, right? If I get one sale at 1,000 rupees, I know that if my profit was 300, I'm okay to let my profit go. That's the mindset I'm trying to explain. That's step 1. Understood, Abhishek? Step 1. And all of you guys, this is a very good question, by the way. So step 1 is the break-even point. Now, did you guys notice that I talked about break-even, which brings me to the second point. When you are trying to anticipate and calculate target CPR. The second thing, I want to understand that, and I want to keep this in mind, that I'm not going to launch and start making money right away. I need to be okay to lose money. Okay, so that's your mindset. Nobody can win the game of advertising if that person is not willing to lose money. You want to understand. And I'm not saying that you will lose money. I'm not saying that. Everybody makes money who knows how to do it. But I'm just saying that approach is very different. You know, how many of you are scared of heights? Type me in the chat if you're scared of heights. How many of you? Okay. Now, even when you are afraid of heights, tell me, have you ever tried and like anything like probably, you know, maybe you got scared when you were taking a flight, Something like that. Have you ever felt like that, but you still did it? Even though you're scared of heights, but you still did it? You were scared of it, but you still did it, right? You did it, but you were scared of it, but you did it. So that's the mindset you require when you advertise. That's the second thing. You want to know the numbers that you want, but you should, and that's okay if you. What do you mean by courage? How do you define courage? What's the definition of courage? Courage doesn't mean being fearless. Courage means being fearful, but still choosing to do it anyway. That's what courage means. So when courage means that, you can be scared, and that's okay because you're a human being. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. You're not AI. You're a human being. So it's okay to be scared, but you have to still push forward. So you want to have this mindset to lose money, that what will happen? I'll just lose money. Okay, it'll hurt, but it's okay. So you want to have that mindset. When you have that mindset, you have a room. Okay, how much can you lose? So for instance, in that same example, if my capacity to pay for acquiring one customer was 1,000 rupees, in the example, previous example, I will be like, if I'm just launching, because that's when I'm hitting my target CPR, because I'm just launching, then I'll be like, but what is the maximum I'm willing to pay? Maximum. I'm like, say probably 1,500. So I lose 500 rupees and I'm okay with it. Like, I'll just try it for a few days. What will happen? The worst case scenario, I'll start to lose some money and I'll see how I can make it back. But that's the best I can. Okay. Now I have mentally, I'm prepared with my CPR, the max I can take it. Okay. Now what you want to do is this. What I just told you, the first two things I told you are the shoulds. The two things are the shoulds. Okay. Now here are the other things that people will usually tell you, or not everybody will tell you, but I will tell you. Here's what we know. Here's what we need to do. I'm going to look at what is my average CPM. Okay. Give me a number. अरे easy math दे दो 420. Give me round figure. 300, 400, 500 like that. 300. Okay. 300. This is my average CPM. 300. Okay. Now I will look at my average CTR. Industry average within my niche and industry. I can do market research to find that answer, or the best way, my way, is to simply launch and get the answers. That's the best way. Launch your product, let it run for 1 week. It's okay. You lose money, no problem. You're not losing. You were probably losing 5,000, 7,000 rupees. It's okay. Consider that you're paying money to someone to tell someone that, hey, ye le ye bottle, go and get me this data. So think that you're paying money to get some data. So it's not losing, you will win with that data. Okay. So that's the best way, but if you can't do it, research and you'll find your answer. Average CTR is, say, for example, 1% typically. So 1%. Okay. So how many clicks if 1% CTR? What are you, guys? 1,000 people, not 300 is not the impressions. That's the CPM cost per mile. That's 300. Impressions are 1,000. So if the CTR is 1%, how many clicks? 10, right? So keep that number in mind. The next thing I will look at is now set a standard 80%. Aim for 80%. Even if it's 70, that's fine, but aim for 80%. Never settle till the time you're around this. Okay. At a very high scale, it will be probably around 60% or less, but you can say that 60, 70%. But like 80 is I will coach you on 80. Okay, 80%. Now my OBC to LPV rate is 80%. Now I will consider my landing page conversion rate. What is that? Now I'll look at industry average. If not industry average, then if I can't find an answer, then I'll run and I'll find the answer. Run ads and find the answer. But usually you should be able to get an estimate. So when you know the estimate of landing page conversion rate, tell me the name of the product you're asking for, just hypothetically. OBC is outbound click, Hemant. Yes, I have created calculator for this, Prashant. Prashant, no. That's why, Prashant, you were asking me about the bonuses. Where's the bonus? You've seen that YouTube video. Very smart. Yes. So, landing page conversion rate, right? Landing page conversion rate. I'm going to look at that. And 99 rupees workshop. Okay, great. So I'll be like, for 99, now I can tell you that which niche. Tell me the niche. Numerology. I have not personally worked with anyone in numerology, but considering that it's more like a personal development kind of space. So for a 99 workshop, you can expect it to be around 3 to 5%. 99 rupees. Okay. If it's average, this is average. You can be better than this and you can be even worse than this, but this is average. Okay. How many, if you are spending 300 rupees to show your ads to 1,000 people, 1% click on it means 10. 80% people reached on your landing page means 8. And let's say your landing page converts at 5%, for example. How many people converted? What is the 5% of 8? Who will tell that in the chat? It's 0.40, by the way, but 5% of 8. How can it be 1.6? It's 0.40. Right? How much did you spend, Abhishek, for 0.40 conversion? 300. So 0.40 is not 1. 0.40 is less than 1. So you spend 300, you've gotten 0.40, which means if you increase it to 600, you'll have 0.80, still not 1. So you can expect it to be around 600, 650. That's your target CPR. In this example, I'm not saying that these numbers are like you will have 1%. You can probably have 2% CPR. You can probably have OBC, you can probably have 5% landing page, 6% landing page conversion rate. So then your CPMs can be even either of that, but you see what I'm saying. That's how you calculate this. Powerful. If all of you guys found this powerful, then throw me a P in the chat. That's how you calculate this, okay? Awesome. All right, so just a few more questions and then we're done. Talk about how to target audience, as you told, interest-based targeting look like, etc. Not work. How to target. Open targeting. Broad. Murtaza, how do you test? And OCM will answer that question week 2 and 3. How do you test video and image creators for the same offer? Same campaign. Yeah, same campaign and ad set or else. Yeah, I think Murtaza, I answered this also. Right? So I am using DGI. This is DJI. Okay. If you're testing only happens with 113. So you're always launching one test at a time. So you're testing one video at a time, one image at a time, like that. Okay. So you never test two things together. You test them separately. Hemant is saying, what strategy we should follow for scaling in terms of allocating budget ratio-wise? New ads and OCM ads are winning simultaneously. Say we want to increase ad budget from 3K per day to 10K per day, or 1 lakh to 3 lakh per day. This is all coming from very complicated places, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel mindset. This question is from that mindset. Yes or no, Hemant? Is it from that mindset or no? So why are you complicating it? You don't need to have like ratio. You have to think like, hey, my goal is to go from now I'm spending 1 lakh per month. My goal is to go to 2 lakh per month. Okay. Then you have a series of number of creatives that I will give you. Like you require minimum at, say, for example, 10,000 rupees per day. And you have like 5 creatives. You are 5 creatives short of that. So you want to first plan your creative test, find a creative, and then scale your master. So whatever the winners, you find the winners, you put it in the master, then scale it. Then you find the winners, put it in the master, then scale it. Find the winner, put it in the master, scale it. That's how you do it. It's a very different and a very simple approach. It's not like you put 20% on this. And usually I'll tell you that whenever we test something, we test with 1,000 rupees per day. If clients are not high spenders, 113 pay. Otherwise 500 per day. And if you are a high spender, then we can test at 2,000-3,000 per day also. And then we can decide that. The more the account becomes more heavy spending, like more mature, the testing becomes a little more at high budgets, because the cost per result probably rises if there are not new products and we have same products, and it becomes a little complicated at that point. But typically this is what we do. Murtada, I have client in Kuwait. They are doing ads with CTA as messenger, closing on chats. Since the sales is offline, you're missing on the data revenue corresponding to the ad set. So how do you handle this scenario? I've personally not done this ever, but I know this because a lot of people have shared this with me. What I'll tell you is, to be very honest, you have to use offline data, because there is no other way for you to map this, because you can't. Otherwise, how will you map it? And there is no other way. So you have to send the data back to Meta. Okay. Earlier, there used to be an offline conversions API, so Capi, but now it's all under one thing, right? But that's the only way. Got the answer? Batada? That's how it is done. Okay. Why the campaigns are generating quality leads in the second week as it did in the first week of launch? Because of the reasons I told you. People do something and then they stop, right? So, Sunil, I'm going to ask you a question. How much budget are you running per day? How many creatives do you have? Tell me honestly. All three are unique? Okay. So I think your creatives can be better if your performance is not stable. Are you doing broad targeting or are you doing interest targeting? Which one? What are you doing? Okay. What sort of interest? Layered targeting, stacking interest, narrow targeting? What are you doing exactly? Break down your campaign structure. So guys, when you're asking questions, right, be specific on things. It will save us time. I tried everything in 8 months. Okay. Wait for OCM week 2-3. Your answers, you will find your clarity there. Okay. You'll find your clarity. It's good that you're doing single targeting, but you have to follow a system to ultimately have some stability in the performance. Guys, trust me, I'm on your side. I have been wherever you are currently going and whatever you are doing. Okay. I have sailed on that same boat for years. And I can tell you that OCM will solve a lot of these problems for you. Okay. So 24th is question is, Anil, As you always say, if you want to scale, you need a business that is scalable and solve the mass problem. Yeah, like Ankur Wariko mentioned, correct. However, in my case, the product is solving a human digestion problem, okay, which might not need to be as scalable as a communication course. Yeah. So how can I make such a product scalable in the India market? So very good question, Anil. You're still there? Sunil, go through week 2, 3. When that's launched, start following OCM. Your performance will get better, but you have to follow it end to end. Okay, it's like end to end. Yeah. So this is a common issue. Just follow what I'm saying. Anil, what I'm saying here is this. One reality is this, Anil, that some products cannot be scaled after a certain while. That's one actual fact. Okay. And I'm not here sitting here to sell you that, oh, follow my process and you can scale your digestive product to this much. Just buy my upsell worth 2 lakh rupees. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what the truth is. That's what my job is as a coach, to tell you the truth. And the truth is that some products cannot be scaled after a while. There's always going to be a limit because there's a limit to the demand. Okay. It's like you can sell as much as milk you want because every household requires it, but then it has its own challenges. So that's one thing. You want to always keep that in mind. Second thing, but still to answer your question, that as an advertising expert, how can I approach this game and make this product even more scalable? How can I come up with my creative inputs that still, how, if I had to, how will I? What's that one word, my IXL Academy people? What's that one word that now I'm going to use in the chat? Come on. Come on. Forgotten already? You've forgotten? What? How do you open a new market? Yeah, यार बेइज्जती कराओगे तुम मेरी. Okay. कोई बात नहीं. जीतू भैया आ गए हैं. जीतू भैया आ गए हैं. जीतू भैया सॉल्व करेंगे. Okay, I think you guys are not getting the question. Maybe let me answer this. If my marker works, that is. Okay. So right now, Anil's product is solving a digestion related problem. Okay. Now, what the way we think is, and that's how everybody thinks. Like when we are launching something for the first time, or we're doing something new, and let's say it's a new product, you are just entering into the market, you will go after problem aware audience. Right? That's how we think. That's how we think. We'll be like, hey, facing digestive issues, that's problem aware audience. Correct? Yes or no? Is that the way you are thinking? Or you were thinking? That's problem aware. Right? Then now this is awareness levels. This is from awareness level. Let me now simultaneously match this with sophistication level. Okay. Now you also want to understand that when you are diving into a product which is very commoditized, for example, digestive issues are like it's like a commodity, space of commodity. It's like it's a very common issue. So it's a very big problem. And at the same time, because it's so common, there are so many different types of solutions available. You want to understand that also. So I'm going to look at what are the kind of solutions available, and I want to educate myself on this, that what are the different types of solutions people must have tried. Now, the reason why I want to find the answer to that question is because this will make me understand how much is my audience solution aware. Very important question in these kind of markets, okay, to answer. In every market, but in this market. How much are they solution aware? Which means how much do they know about the solutions that I'm selling? Or other solutions that they have in the market? If not that solution, but other solutions, adjacent markets, similar solutions. So I want to focus on that. This is from market sophistication. Why am I saying market sophistication? Because once you know that, then you realize, okay, how skeptical the audience is probably, and you need that information. Okay. And then what do? You start opening your market. How? Start tapping into unaware market. Anil, you always come up with questions, and when I always throw you ideas, you go and make a lot of money. Okay. So I have an idea, and I'll tell you that right now. For a digestive related problem, how will I open an unaware market while everybody's going after problem where? Here's what I'll do. I'll go after a different market. I'll go like gastric issues. Gastric issues leads to headache. I just opened a new market. I'll go after this market now. It's a different problem. It's a different problem, right? Completely different problem, right? Right now you're looking at directly product aware problem, like problem that directly your product is solving, right? From that angle. But the moment you think about not the problem that your product solves, but what are the things that happens as a result of somebody not solving that problem? What is an outcome of staying the same? What is the outcome of that? What is somebody solves a problem? Great. But what happens if they don't? Then you're like, if they don't solve the problem, they'll experience headache. If they don't solve the problem, they'll have mood swings. If they don't solve the problem, they'll be like, they'll be very, in a public place and not very happy with what can happen. Right? So these are all markets. This is how you increase your TAM, right? Every ad, when you create your ads around these kind of approaches, different approaches from different angles, you start to create new market. And an unaware market is always moved by one thing. So you open this unaware market from this angle that, oh, somebody is not aware that, okay, did you know that your root, how often do you get headache? Can I ask you? Like I get like every second day. How many things have you tried? I've tried everything that you can under the sun. Okay. Can you imagine would you agree if I told you that your gas or your digestive issues or gastric issues is the reason behind it? Never thought of it? Let me tell you why. Then I'll provide some undeniable proof to what I'm saying, and I'll drive my point home. Now, but you want to understand that unaware market is moved. And I feel every market, but mostly unaware market, is moved with something called as mass desire. So you have to use mass desire also. Mass desires are usually, you will find them inside invisible motivators, hidden motivators behind why people buy what they buy. So the answer to the question to the mass desire is going to be, why do they want it? You'll be like, because they want to get rid of their digestive issues. Then my follow-up question is, why would they want to get rid of their digestive issues? You'll be like, because they feel bad, they're in pain. So why do they want to get rid of their pain? Because then they are not able to work properly and not able to focus on their work. Why do they want to focus on their work? And they want to focus on their work because then they should, so that they can perform better at work. Why do they want to perform better at work? So that they can make more money. Why do they want to make more money? So they can buy things for their family. Why do they want to buy things for the family? So that they can feel good about themselves and make their family proud. Why do they want to do that? So they can lead a happy life, meaningful life, purposeful life. Mass desire. Now, of course, you can't say that, hey, solve your digestive problems to lead a purposeful life. Okay. Like there's a way to do it. But I'm saying that was an example. But did you understand? So you have to have the flavor of mass desire along with the market, unaware market, and combine these two things together. That's when the magic, you unfold the magic. Watch carefully my marketing, and you'll find a lot of mass desires that I use. Okay. And I'm openly going to tell you because it is what it is. And my objective is to make India better at marketing. That's my personal goal. And if you guys can learn from me, then why not? Yeah. Panic attacks. That was a good one, Raj. Yeah. Both sahi tha. Skin acne. Yes, Abhishek was also right. You can relate digestion to skin acne. Oh, that's awesome. So now go on it and make a lot of money. Okay. That's what it is. That's how you open new markets, and that's how you make it scalable. Okay, Prashant is saying, how do you read the meta ads data? For example, if CPM is high or CTR is low, what are the exact steps we should take? Okay, the first thing I want to tell you is, Prashant, that I look at the CPR. If my CPR is good, I don't look at anything else. I shut it out. I step out of and I look at the average. I don't look at ad level. Usually people will tell you, start optimization from the ads. First thing, with OCM, it's one campaign. One campaign, one master ad set, end of story. So what we look at is cost per result average. That's it. That's what we look at. We look at that and we move from there. Let's say the cost per result average is not where we want it to be. Then we start looking at other things. For example, I'm not going to look at CPM and stuff. The first thing I'm going to look at is my CTR. So I'm going to look at the straight metrics that will tell me if my ad is a problem or if my landing page conversion rate is a problem. I don't look at CPMs first. CPM is probably the last thing I look at. The reason why I look at CTR first is because it will instantly tell me if my ad is a problem. Because if my ad is a problem not connecting with people, then I know the answer. I need a new ad. And people, I think they run away from working hard because new ad needs hard work and nobody wants to work hard. So fun, that's the real story, but that's what it is. Got the idea. So CTR, that's the first thing. Second thing, after CTR, the next thing I'm going to look at is going to be my landing page conversion rate. If my landing page conversion rate is going down or it is down than how much it should be, then I know my offer is not good, my product is not good, my copy on my landing page is not good, my landing page needs to be optimized, it's not loading up fast, I need to optimize it, I'll do all the things to make it better. Once I solve these things, then I'll look at CPMs, because CPM is a never ending battle and you don't want to break your head just to bring your CPM down. CPM is a stupid metric to look at to fight your game. And the reason why I say that is because in 2022, I was working with an agency. And when my costs started to go high, they kept telling me CPM is high, CPM is high, CPM is high, do this, do this. Like, okay. Then they were like, don't exclude purchases. I don't exclude. We are not going to exclude purchases because the CPM goes high. But bloody hell, it doesn't make sense. You would want to exclude purchases because why would you want to show this your ads to same customers when you have no 5 products to sell? You only have one thing to sell. You want new, unique users. So it just logically does not make sense. And when Meta does retargeting on its own, which is not from today, it has been doing it from us 3-4 years, as far as I know, maybe longer. But that's what it is. Newsflash. So you don't want to fight the game of CPMs, but you want to fight the game of your business goals. So you want to understand if your clicks are not happening, your ads are bad, work on them. If your landing page is not converting, your offer is bad, your product is not good, or there's some problem, or if your CTR is good, but landing page is not converting, fix that. If your landing page is not converting, but CTR is not good, fix that. And guess what happens? Let's assume for once that CPM is high and it can be brought down. Guess what happens when you look at CTR and you find out that CTR is not good? What does that tell you, Prashant? If the CTR is not good, everybody. Ads, right? Creative not good. Ads not good. And what happens when you improve your ads? Bad creatives is equal to high CPMs. Great creatives, low CPMs. But I am not fighting the battle of CPMs. I'm not even fighting that battle. I am fighting the battle of CTRs and landing page conversion rates, because those are the numbers that matter to my business. CPMs don't matter. CPMs do not matter. Understood? I'm not saying they don't matter at all. What I'm saying is, do you guys get the idea when I'm saying perspective? It's a very different perspective. When you stop looking at CPMs and you start looking at CTRs and stuff like that, you then start to fix the right problems that you should be fixing. Because if you look at CPMs, then you're not fixing the right problems. Then you're thinking your campaign strategy is broken. Then you're thinking that's not happening. My CPM is high. What should I do? I will change my ad account. Let's change. How many of you have tried that? Any permanent solution you found out? Like when you tried it? Maybe it worked for you for 2 days, but then the same story. Right? Because we all have been there, right? We all have been there. We all are the same. So that's how I look at it. Got the perfect answer you guys were looking for to this beautiful question? Awesome. The next one is, I saw that in few ad accounts, you're just spending 1,000 rupees. So how do you charge them? As I'm also helping coaches with meta ads. So wanted to know, how should we charge? Is there any framework to create new ads? Okay. The way I charge is, so for example, if I'm launching a coach, my launch charges are pretty high. So I charge in 7 figures for launches. And that's why I don't do a lot of launches, because launches require a lot of work and patience. And I don't have so much of time now. Earlier, I started with like that. So I always like to take upfront charge. I don't take monthly recurring. I take upfront charge and I lock in a duration of time. Because see, I'll tell you, my communication is very straightforward with my people. I'm like, I cannot make you an overnight of money. I can't do that. Okay. So if you're coming to me, if you don't have a business established and you're thinking that I can make you rich overnight, don't even come and work with me. So how do I push such clients out? By having a long-term contract. So for example, if I set a 6 months contract or a 12 months contract, then only serious people are going to commit to me. Otherwise people are not going to commit to me, right? So then I have this kind of a price point. So for example, I'll charge you, say, 3 lakh, 5 lakhs for 6 months. Okay. And it's upfront, like at least 60%, 70% upfront cost, at least. So I take a lump sum amount, then it gets distributed in my team. And then we're working for 6 months, because when we are launching and when it's a low spending account, a lot of trial and error is happening, and it takes about 1 month, 2 months sometimes to dial things in. And then the math works. And then once the client is ready to scale, now we can revisit the terms, and then we can have a monthly recurring charge. So it depends on who you are working with. If it's a low category client, not worth it. 30,000 per month. What will you charge? Just quote a minimum figure. Like, I don't think anybody should work for anything less than 50 to 70,000 rupees per month minimum, because there's a lot of work that's required. And if the clients don't understand it, that's fine. Say bye-bye to them. And it also depends on what stage you are at. So for example, if I'm at that stage where I need a client in this niche or in this industry, and I'm willing to work with a good client and let go of the money angle, then I'll just probably work at whatever the client is comfortable to pay me. And once you reach to a stage where you own the space, and then you don't have to negotiate on that. So for example, when I started my first yearly contract, I charged for 7 lakh for 1 year, for 12 months, all upfront. Then from there, I charged 10 lakhs. Then from there, I charged 15 lakhs. And then in between, there was a time when I said no, like I declined the offers. And the reason was because now I was in a position to say no to them. But initially, whoever was willing, like 7 lakh for 1 year comes down to like roughly around 50,000, 55,000 per month, right? So it's not very high. But the reason why I took 12 months contract was because it was a zero business, from zero to hero. So zero to hero takes a lot of effort. So in the first 6 months, that client of ours made 10 lakhs. In the next 6 months, that client made 1 crore 10 lakhs. Right. That's the power. But it's first 6 months, there was a lot of trial and error that happened. So that's what I'm saying. Got the idea, Prashant? All right. Not for coaches only, Prashant, for everybody. For everybody, there's a lot of things. That's how you define who you want to work with. Like if you work with a beginner level client, then these clients will not understand how much work it takes. So is there any framework to create new ads you follow? Yes, 100%. There are frameworks. I have created frameworks for everything. Uh, okay. And Sunil Ji says, I'm in a immunology field. My main niche is mobile immunology as I provide one-on-one online consultations. Abhishek, mobile immunology. Abhishek, so I have documented a case study in mobile immunology itself, Sunil. And yeah, so that's what. Gaurav, your question is after this, and then we're going to end it, guys. Okay, no more questions. I'm in an immunology field. My main niche is mobile immunology as I provide one-on-one online consultations to my clients, not getting good quality leads. I only post image ads and I send leads directly to WhatsApp. Sending leads directly to WhatsApp, mistake number one. Only image ads, mistake number two. I don't use landing pages, mistake number three. Okay, yeah. You got the idea? You got the answer? Guys, for all of you guys, listen to me. Stop falling for shortcuts. What are you doing? Are you building a business or is this a joke? Is this a joke? Why do you guys refrain from working hard? Why? Why would you not put in the effort to do video ads? Why would you not learn how to do landing pages? Why would you not learn how to do other funnels? Why? What's the problem? What's the problem? Gaurav, does the landing page workshop still work? Landing page workshop? No, I don't run a landing page workshop anymore. As now there are many tools available. Yeah, I mean, see, workshops would work, landing pages would work, definitely it'll work. I don't do it personally because I got too bored of doing it. You can definitely do it, and you can do it with different tools using AI. It solves a pretty good problem. Like people have that problem because I want to start the same as I did in the earlier months. Like, yeah, that's right. So let me pull this up here. Yeah. Good. Good offer. You can go for it. And definitely try and test it. Gaurav, test it out. It's free, so it's going to work. But let's see how many people further upgrade to your upsell. But it should work. Okay, it should work. And for relatability, right? So this is like understand. Okay, landing pages using AI is one thing, but then but without what? Because then you have to like remove some kind of a pain that they have. Okay, so think like that. Uh, Raghav says in interior design, I have run ads, target audience, interest based. It's not working. Daily budget 800, 115. Suggestion, please. Again, see, ads, target audience, interest based is not working. So, see, first of all, what are you selling exactly, Raghav? What's the offer exactly? Free chimney. Okay. So first thing you want to understand is free chimney has nothing to do with the audience interests. Okay. So quit obsessing over interests. Interests do not make you win. Are you not watching OCM? Did you go through the foundation? Yes or no? Raghav, yes or no answer. Do you understand whatever I shared there? Did it make sense to you? Whatever I shared inside? Okay. So audience interest is not going to make you win. It will never do it to anybody for the reasons I have shared there inside. Okay. Now, when you talk about how to do it, then you have to think about who you are talking to. Usually people think like, I have a chimney offer, free chimney. I'll run a free chimney ad and I'll say everybody would want a free chimney. Is that what you did, Raghav? Yes or no? And then nobody gets it, nobody wants it, or hardly any good quality person is coming. Because people get obsessed with it. Like, it's a very common mistake. It's like, it goes like, I have my product has this feature and my competition has this feature. I'm going to add 50 more features and make my product better. Such products don't reach anywhere because they end up becoming everybody. They end up becoming everybody. That's the reason why they fail. So you have to stay firm and stay strong on why you do what you do. You have to clarify that. So for example, a chimney will cost how much? Research and spending time on creating ad ideas and marketing message. Brothers and sisters, that's where what you want to do. Do not underestimate the power of what I'm saying. I'm telling you, the piece you're seeing, OCM solves the campaign structures and targeting issues for you guys. But at the same time, if your product has, you're not able to communicate your efforts, you're not able to put the efforts in the right direction, you're not able to communicate your benefits properly, then how will you move forward? Your ads, okay, tell me one thing. In the chat, I want all of you guys to put that answer in the chat, okay? Tell me one thing. When your ads are live, what do people see? Do they see your campaign structures or do they see your ads? Option 1 or option 2? Campaign structures or ads? Ads is option 2. Ads. Then when you know, and I know that people see ads, then why are we not giving importance to it? Because who is buying from you? AI, bots, or human beings? Who is buying from you? Human beings. You know what's the other name for human beings? Emotional beings. Do you know why I say that? Because emotions drive us. Emotions make us. हम जो हैं हमारे emotions की वजह से. When you call out your mother, when you say mom, you feel that love and care. That's emotion. When your loved one, they fight with you and argue with you or shout at you, you feel bad, hurt. That's emotion. When somebody pisses you off, you get pissed off and you're furious. That's emotion. When you lose and you feel bad, that's emotion. Robots don't feel that. Human beings do. And you want to understand and remember that every time. Nothing is more important than this. That's why I always say that fancy fails in simple skills. If you learn how to articulate your marketing message properly, you will have the power to make lakhs and crores monthly. I'm telling you, I have been able to reach where I have been able to reach because of this one skill. And so I'll tell you, what's the cost for an average chimney? How much does it cost? 5,000-6,000, I think. Am I right? Yeah, 6,000 probably. 6,000, 8,000, whatever. In the range of 5 to 8,000, right? Within that range. So when I know the price of this is this, and I'm giving away free chimney, or I have an offer for a free chimney, then I want to understand this is for interior designing, that you get interior designing and you are going to save your cost on chimney. Is this what it is? Okay. Do you have your ad with you right now, Raghav? Can you share your Facebook ads library link or something? Is that possible? Or on Google Drive? Okay, no problem. If you don't have it, let me tell you. Were you advertising it with free chimney? Main thing as free chimney? Like, was it very much visible on your creative? Free chimney. There you go, everybody. You see the mistake. You're not selling free chimney. You're selling interior designing. Free chimney is an added bonus. Think of it like this. Think of it like this. I'm selling you Facebook ads service, but I'm also giving you landing page designing along with it. But on my ads, I'm showing you landing page design. Do you think it'll make sense? Because main thing is Facebook ad service. That's where the problem is. Okay. So clarity in creative positioning, and how do you position your creatives clearly, which starts from the basic ICP, ideal customer profile. Here's my offer. Here's my product. Here's my product. Here's my ideal customer profile. Along with the product, here's my offer. To sell the product, I'm going to have an offer. But this does not sell this. This is the most important thing. This is where people mistake them, like go wrong in offers and offer psychology. A lot of confusion. I've observed it. A lot of people get it wrong. So your product needs to speak with this customer, ideal customer profile. So if your product is interior designing, you need to define who is this interior designing for? Who exactly are going to get this interior designing? Who? Couples, okay? Newlyweds. Who? Who? Mothers, fathers. Who? What are the options? That's your ideal customer profile. When you create your ideal customer profile, now you want to start creating your marketing message for your ideal customer profile. Everything you do revolves around here, around this. Now you bring in the free chimney offer to land a final knockout punch. Okay. So you first bring them in. For example, if it's for newlyweds, just an example, you have your ads and marketing material around them. And then once you have explained why your interior designing service and why with you, once you have convinced them on that, because the product is that. Once you have convinced them on that, then you say, and you know what? On top of that, if you do it today, I'm going to give this to you for free. That's how a knockout punch happens. Okay. This is how you position offer in this kind of a marketplace. You know where people get confused? I'll tell you that when you straight away position chimney offer, you know which market, which audience are you going after? Who will tell me? My IXL Academy, my inner circle people. Come on. You are going after aware market. Aware market. your aware market. You are going after product aware market. And I'm not saying that you will not go after product aware market, because interior designing is a competitive market and it's nothing new. Everybody knows it, right? But when you only think about product aware market, then only thing you are trying to compete with is your price and your offer. And when you reach a stage where the only things that sell your product is this, when I say offer, it's not the marketing explanation of offer, right? Like Alex Hermosi offer. What I'm saying offer is means buy one, get one offer, special offer. Okay, like that offer. So when you compete at that level of market, like this level, you've already lost the battle. Because now you are competing with, hey, buy me, I will give you this one free. Buy from me, I'll give this one to you for free. And this kind of marketing doesn't move people. This kind of marketing will attract only who? Only people who are ready to buy right now. And how many people do you think will be ready to buy right now interior designing service? Less than people who are still planning. Yes or no? Yes or no? So when we do that, our reach is, we are not able to reach properly to the more potential users, right? And that's how your marketing creates a problem. If your mind is blown, type MB in the chat for me on that. Okay. Got your answer, Raghav? Woof. Long one. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Viral says, I've gone through Ty Lopez's course on social media. He also tells the same that if you want to promote your restaurant, offer free dine-in, or if you want to promote your dentist service, offer them free teeth cleaning. Correct. Yeah, that's right. But that's what I'm saying. So, so for example, if in this example, Aviral, if Raghav was to offer something free, right? So he was supposed to do something free, and if he's promoting that offer, then he needs to promote not a free chimney. He needs to promote a free interior designing consultation. He needs to promote a free 5-day interior designing, free 3D design, or whatever, something that excites the person who is still in the consideration phase, to make them ultimately become more interested in what you're selling. Yes. So that's what I agree with you. And I have never gone through any of Ty Lopez's course, but great, if you're saying that, because that's exactly what I was also saying. So that's what it is. All right, guys, it's 9:36. We have come to the end of today's session. Sure. And what I want to tell you guys is that in the next 2 days, the week 2 and more or less, even some part of week 3 will also be released in the next 2 days or so. So I was initially thinking I'll drop it on Monday, but I think I'm going to do it in 1 or 2 days. So there you go. Start going through it, and you'll have a lot of questions, I'm sure. So we'll catch up next week then. Yes. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night. Good night. So, by the way, kindly go inside the group and please share your takeaways, your learnings. How was your experience? It's just giving back to the coach, right? Your teacher. That's all that I can say. And of course, it will help me. If you'll do that, of course, I'll be able to show it to others and make them buy OCM Mastery. That's all it is. And I'm not asking you to do it just because you find me very nice. I'm asking you to do it if you see that I have skills, and if I'm able to answer your questions and queries, and I'm able to deliver value to you more than what you've paid, or 10x more than what you've paid, then let me know. That's it. If you think I deserve it, then please do it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Bye. Good night.